Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Week 5 of the Halo Championship Series Pro League. I'm Strongside, once again the better player here on the Xfinity desk. And as always, I'm here with Kyle Elamite Elo.
The winningest Halo 3 player, so just let that oxymoron that this kid's got over here settle in for a moment.
All right, you are the winningest player in Halo 3. There's no doubt about that. Definitely the top player, if not one of the best, or if not the best.
I'll give you Halo 2. I'll give you Halo 2.
All right, I'll take Halo 2. I love Halo 2.
I'm
sure there's a lot of people out there that love Halo 2.
I love
and
Halo
3 as well.
And Halo 5.
Oh, man. All right, so we've got the article of the week here. There was a person on Reddit who had posted a really interesting article. It was cool, kind of giving some feedback to slide jumping, ghost jumping, and just quickly traversing around the map. And to give you a little insight, ghost jumping is actually when you hold crouch and jump around, you're not seen on the radar. You can check out the link right here. And there's a bunch more of stuff on there that you can check out. But, yeah, just some cool little insights that you're going to see a lot of the pro players do throughout the season as well.
Not only that you should check out, but if you're wanting to compete and you like winning games, whether or not you're playing matchmaking, if you like winning, you need to know these jumps. Like, every single one of these is important. And just the ability for pro players to move around the map, it's one of the things that separate you. Everyone dies in 4 shots with the BR. You know, it's all the same. It's map movement and your ability to use the weapons and the maps with advantages that really set you apart and create the opportunities to play. And this article highlights a lot of those points.
All right, well, let's take a look at matchup number 3 for today. We still have one more after this, but right now we've got Allegiance versus Evil Geniuses. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Allegiance roster here now. They do have Rhinoob back on the squad. He's not on vacation this week, but Heinz on the squad as well. So Heinz and Rhinoob kind of have to mesh together this week, and especially after Ramy's performance last week, Rhinoob has some big shoes to fill. I feel like I've said that a million times, but he really does. I mean, after Ramy's performance, I mean, we saw the top plays. Ramy just getting phenomenal killing sprees and just really going clutch for that squad. But Contra and Predevinator are the last 2 guys on that squad.
And just to kind of highlight on what you're saying there, take away Ramy, the name Ramy, from the equation. You're having Rhinoob come in and have to fill the shoes of the highest KDA out of anyone for Week 4 in the eyes of Ramy. So you have Rhinoob having to come in and actually take over that position, regardless of who did it. He was #1 KDA there.
Yeah, and actually an interesting fact, Heinz has, in the entirety of his 9 years competing and Rhinoob's 6 years competing in the Halo scene, this is the first time that they've teamed together. So we're going to see if they can mesh well. Obviously, I feel like they have similar play styles when you look at both of them. So I'm wondering to see if they can mesh well together, or if one of them is going to have to kind of change their role here moving forward.
I mean, somebody's going to have to change their role after what Ramy did. But taking a look at the Evil Geniuses side, we've no stranger to anybody, and we saw that highlight clip from him and him screaming at the top of his lungs almost on that ninja on Commonly there. But we've got Snipedown, Lunchbox, Roy, and of course the newest addition here, Suspector.
Yeah, and Suspector kind of trying to still fill that role for Evil Geniuses. Well, actually, you know what? I feel like he has filled that role. Evil Geniuses as a whole has just needed to play better. So that's what they've been trying to do, practice more and just really get kind of back into top-tier form. But let's take a look at Roy. You know, Roy been competing forever. He's the twin of Lunchbox. The Roy Box duo has been so strong throughout the many, many years of playing and competing in Halo. And he's got a lot of first-place wins. Snipedown does have a few more, but I believe Roy does have 14 or 15 major 4v4 wins right now.
And that's just so impressive. He's always been known for having one of the best shots in the game. You know, I teamed with him briefly in Halo 2, teamed with him for a while in Halo 3. Him and his brother both have just been 2 of the best players. And of course they are twins, and it's kind of a privilege in its own right, but you're following up the likes of the Ogre. So these guys still have a lot to do to come out and, you know, be known maybe as like the best duo, best twin duo. But they're quickly on their way. All
right, well, let's take a look at the game type layout here for the series. We've got Truth Capture the Flag to kick things off, the Rig Slayer, Plaza Strongholds, Fathom CTF, and Plaza Slayer. And the last time these 2 teams matched up, Evil Geniuses gave them a quick 3-0. And they actually played Plaza Strongholds last time as well. And EG did win that last matchup 100-54. So, I mean, going into game 3 as well, like it's favoring Evil Geniuses at this point. But we'll see if maybe Heinz having that being new to the roster there, if he's going to be able to change anything.
And we did see, you know, a great capture the flag game here, you know, just a very short time ago. Who are you looking to really need to step it up here for Allegiance this game against Evil Geniuses?
Honestly, it's got to be Rynoob, man. I mean, Rynoob, he's got to fill the role of Rami right now, and just he's got to slay. He's got to do a lot of stuff because him and Heinz, they have a very similar play style, so he's going to have to go off. He's going to pick up a kill quickly off the rip and get Snip3down down to 1 shot per Devonator. Not able to finish Snip3down there, down at pink 1, but let's jump on with Contra now as he's trying to control the pink side of the map, but he'll be taken down. So Allegiance not able to get control of the pink side, and EG definitely kind of outslaying them right now.
But yeah, I mean, that winning start definitely goes in the hands of Evil Geniuses, making sure they got that camo burn and, you know, Snip3down doing work down by pink 1. Right now you do see both players controlling each other's bubbles, but great positioning from Snip3down. You can see his player profile there, sitting back and just making sure there's no angles on him. Now that is going to, as you can see in the kill feed there, Roy does have the fuel rod and he is jumping up to P3. We can take a look at what he's doing. Drops down, picks up a kill P1, and look for him to try to, you know, he doesn't have much ammo left in this gun, or in his pistol for that matter. Doesn't see the player pink 2, but somehow not taken out yet.
Still just staying alive, making those players fight for that kill. So, which allows his team time to push up. So let's move over to Lunchboxes. He's level 2 the base. He'll go down though. Suspector's still level 2 the base, and he'll fall as well. So that push stopped dead in its tracks there by the players on Allegiance.
Now I want to take a look at Heinz, of course, the other newest addition to the team. He actually has the sword as well and push it across pink side. We've seen the sword play such a big factor here to start off today. I'm really interested to see if he's going to grab any kills, and sure enough, he will not be able to.
So that sword will go down. Let's move over to Snip3down as he's got the sword now. Obviously, running the flag with the sword is always it's an advantageous thing to do because you move so quick. You're able to just quickly traverse across the map, like even 3 times faster than normal by jump, sprinting, and tossing that flag just through the pink 1 route or even through the car route. You're just able to quickly maneuver, but he's got Suspector in the base here. Snip3down there trying to tag team these players over on the car side, so great teamwork from them. I really like this push from them, and now Suspector's running the flag out of pink side. Now Suspector will go down if Snip3down can pick up this kill before the return happens. He does, but the flag just returns on its own. Its counter did go down, but now Snip3down with sword and camo. This is a great combo to have as well, but their flag is being moved.
And this is, like we talked about this earlier, Lethal putting on a clinic with this duo of weapons and power-ups. Snip3down, he's going to have free range of the map. Looks like no one at pink side, and he's just helping Lunchbox grab control of that fuel rod. So now 3 members trapped below their base, and Snip3down quickly starting to push in.
Great survival right there from Snip3down, picking up the double kill. That's 3 down for Allegiance as they run that flag through the car side. I believe that's Suspector. Let's go into third person and see if there's anyone in position. No one in position to stop this flag. EG caps flag number 1 to go up 1-0 here in game number 1.
And we got to go back on board with Snip3down. He is still over in their base, trying to run around behind Heinz. Actually puts the sword away to pick up the kill there with the back smack. So wasn't exactly anticipating the thrust backwards by Heinz, but Snip3down still grabbing the kill and grabbing the flag.
He's gonna stay alive and kill Contra with the sword and just shred him to pieces. Still with the flag here, doing a great job. He's gonna turn around, fight in a battle with Heinz, but he's gonna back down and still alive with this flag. Look at the maneuvering from Snip3down, just doing everything he can to stay alive here. Can he pick up the kill? Yes, he does. Snip3down taking down per Devonator. He's moving the flag in. He does go down though. The flag is right there. Roy does have the flag, and they're gonna cap flag number 2. No, they don't. I spoke too soon. The flag is still there. No, everyone's going for it. Lunchbox does get it though. They're going up 2-0 here early in the game.
Everyone just dogpiling that flag, trying to put it in a perfect splinter nade by Allegiance, but all 4 members is essentially contributing to put that flag in, and Evil Genius is picking up a 2-0 lead. However, with that being said, sacrificing everyone to cap a flag, they're going to absolutely be able to turn around and put one back in, and we've got a counter cap here out of Allegiance.
Yeah, Predevinator, as I cycled through the cameras there, every player on Allegiance was just cutting off their routes to allow Rhinoob to run back into the base and capture that flag virtually pretty much untouched. And it now looks like they could be going for another fast flag cap, but Rhinoob gets caught on the wall there, and he's not able to get up into the sneaky area, and the flag will go down as Suspector gets the return. But still plenty of time left in the game. I believe the camo was picked up a few moments ago, so we'll see if that is still in gameplay right now.
And that's going to be in the hands of Predevinator there as well. However, he is just now taken out. The Rhinoob played just a moment ago. You saw him try to get into the attic,
grenade.
And that was an amazing nade. But you saw him try to get into the attic, but he put his head down, jumped a little bit too late, hits his head, bounces off the wall, can't get the clamor.
All right, sticking with Heinz off the spawn, making a push out towards pink side. Suspector still with a splinter grenade, backing Heinz down there, but players from EG all over. That's going to be 2 down for Allegiance, and EG is moving that flag. Lunchbox narrowly missing that sword lunge right there. And look at this. They're moving this flag all the way towards the pink side, and they do go down, and it looks like Heinz will be here to get that return. So, I mean, a great job from Allegiance stopping that flag. That would have been lights out for them if Roy was able to get that flag through, but some great grenades from Allegiance and a great push from Heinz.
I mean, I think if Lunchbox was able to pick up that sword lunge, they were actually going to secure that cap, because it was Heinz. You know, picking up the kill, they got the return and snipe down in his base, letting Allegiance charge, picks up a big triple kill there.
Yeah, a great way to get everyone out of your base. Hey, let me get a triple kill real quick. So he did a great job. Obviously, a lot of teamwork there involved in getting a lot of those players weak, but Snipedown's going to get caught on that pink ledge, and he'll go down. Now Predevinator moving into the base alongside Heinz, so these two are looking to push in and potentially get a flag grab here as they're taking down the players on EG.
Now they need to be really careful, because the new camo is going to be coming up as well. You can't have everyone dying here. You need to have people setting up for that weapon. Snipedown top center right now with sword and fuel rod, just trying to stay alive. He ends up getting taken out as well, but the next camo play is going to be a big determining factor on who's going to be able to put this one away. Rhinoob actually grabs the camo and escapes with it. If we can take a look through his eyes, see what he's looking at.
Yeah, right you are. This camo is going to be big if Allegiance can use this, but he is spotted by Suspector with the camo eyes. Suspector will take him down. Big kill from Suspector. He does fall, though, to Predevinator, and now EG looking to put a bit of pressure on the guys here on Allegiance. They're going in for that last flag cap, but Lunchbox out of ammo right now. He's got to find a pistol. He's got to find a BR or something so he can help Snipedown here run this flag, or potentially just run the flag instead of Snipedown.
Yeah, I mean, Snipedown has fuel rod as well, so I really like this play. Good communication from Snipedown and Lunchbox, trading that flag off.
And this looks like it could be it. Let's jump into the third person. You've got Rhinoob, who just missed the jump into the front of the base, and Lunchbox is going to cap flag number 3 to win 3-1 in game number 1. You saw Rhinoob right there, though. He was about to jump into the window. He went for the stabilized jump, and that's where you jump and stabilize. You get a little bit more height, and you're able to clamber into that front window, but he missed the jump, so he wasn't able to stop that flag. He could have potentially got an assassination on Lunchbox, but EG made a great push there at the end, very aggressive.
Nah, he absolutely did miss the jump. However, at the same time, I think like most of his team were in the process of dying at that point. There was going to be a miracle in order for him to stop that flag run, but nonetheless, a miss is a miss. And Snipedown putting on a clinic with this sword. Such great map rotation here at Carside. Car 1 and lifting up to Car 2. Just being, in my opinion, the MVP of this game.
Yeah, just staying alive. Staying alive. That's what he did best. But this got scary too. I thought the flag was capped, and I almost jinxed him right there. And Lunchbox luckily swooped in, and he was able to get the touch and capture that flag.
And it was a bull true as well. That's might be the first bull true I've seen of the HCS Pro League, in North America anyways. That's always exciting to see.
Bull trues don't happen too often, but Evil Geniuses, as you see on your screen there, takes game number 1, 3-1. We've got the Rig Slayer coming up next. Allegiance trying to fight to get another win so they can keep their seat as that 6th spot. If they can win, you know, they're going to keep lengthening their spot here against Optic Gaming and against Liquid. So Allegiance looking to pick up at least 1, possibly 2 wins this week.
I completely agree. And then we're going into Rig Slayer. Now, this was Game 5 of their previous series, but of course, EG 3-0'd Allegiance, so we didn't actually make it to that or see that happen. But we do have Plaza Strongholds again. Of course, Evil Geniuses took that, but we've talked about it before. All new lineup. And with this new lineup, Heinz, and especially if Ryanoob can step it up, and I liked what I saw out of Ryanoob that first game. He's coming out strong. You know, you can't always just come out and expect to have the best KDA out of anyone, especially with so many great teams and players. But regardless, he's playing well. He's hitting his shots. I liked a lot of his decision-making in that game. But the Rig Slayer, not having Rami there, that's just going to be a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, Ryanoob, he was playing a bit more aggressive than I think from what we've seen in the past when it comes to like slaying abilities. Like I shouldn't say a bit more aggressive. He's always been an aggressive player, but I felt like we definitely saw some more slays come from him in that last match than what we would normally see. But yeah, I mean, going into this Slayer match, who's gonna? Obviously, you've got Contra. He's kind of the sniper of the squad. You've got Predevinator. But, I mean, they're really going to have to kind of lock down these power weapons and lock down Camo. I just still find it very hard for Heinz and Ryanoob to kind of mesh their play styles together and not just kind of be the same player, essentially, where they're just doing the same thing, which sometimes isn't bad because you're moving together. You've got teamwork. But sometimes if you have colliding, it's like putting two snipers on a team. If you put a snipe down and Royal 2 on the team, then their play styles kind of collide.
Right. If you go back and take a look at maybe like all-star matches when, you know, players were voted in based on, you know, skill and their placings and whatnot, you could take in some of the older Halos arguably what you would believe is the 4 best players in the game and just get completely dominated by 4 people that you just really weren't expecting. So it's chemistry is such a big factor here, and you're absolutely correct. You know, lots of times it works really well together, but sometimes there just isn't any chemistry, and maybe that's what we're seeing out of the old Allegiance. The chemistry just wasn't there. So, I mean, already with the addition of Heinz, it looks like Allegiance is a stronger squad.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, whenever you put kind of a new player onto the team, sometimes it gives some revival to the whole squad, and but that's what you're definitely seeing with them. You heard Predevinator last week say he just feels very comfortable playing with their new squad. Actually, real quick to fill you guys in at home, the players have not started their next game yet. They're getting it together right now to start here in just a couple minutes. So just hang in here with us for a few extra minutes as we just kind of talk shop about what's going on. Let us know who you think's going to win. Who do you think's going to win this matchup here, Allegiance versus Evil Geniuses? And Evil Geniuses looking very dominant here in that first game, but are we going to see a 3-0, or are we going to see Allegiance try and make a comeback here?
I'd like to see Allegiance kind of start making a comeback here. Evil Geniuses has really stepped it up from when they started falling short midway through the season, but they've got Towie back. They're all in the new house again. So really looking for them to shine and start giving CLG a run for their money as well. Join the likes of Enigma 6 and Renegades, or excuse me, Enigma 6 and Envy. But right now, like Allegiance, we talked about it last week, they put on a clinic against Renegades, especially Rami, of course. But Ryanoob, it's his time to shine. He's back here, and if this chemistry is working out, you can absolutely have a reversal here for this later half of the season. And that's something you know a lot about in some of your Halo history. What was it like when you first got the call to go replace Saiyan on Final Boss back in the day for all the OGs watching?
Man, like I was actually back then, I was contemplating pretty much retiring back then because I was going to go to school, and then I got the call from Final Boss. Actually, I got the call from Walshy, and I'll never forget this call. And I believe I was 16 or 17 at the time. I remember getting the call from Walshy, and he was like, "Hey, this is Walshy," and I'm like, "What is he calling for?
Like, what is this prank call?"
Yeah, what is this prank call? And I'm just like, there's no way that he's going to ask me this question. He asked me to join the team, and I was like, this is like a dream come true. I looked up to all these guys back in the day, and I got very fortunate and lucky to get to team with a lot of the Halo pioneers throughout the years, and Walshy, Ogre 2, and Ogre 1 being 3 of those guys. And I mean, just teaming with those guys, you just have so much commitment and so much just will to want to win. And when you have everyone on the team with that same mindset, it's hard to stop that.
So you could probably speak a lot to, Rami going on to CLG, even though it's just a sub, he is on the team for this week. Like this week, Ramy is the 4th, and that's the way you got to think about it, you know, in order to win. So I'm sure you have a good perspective on what he was going through. Yeah,
when we were talking to him last night, it was cool how he was just telling me what he does kind of in his day-to-day regimen on trying to get better. And we were just sharing stories, and it really kind of took me back to down memory lane a little bit, because a lot of the things that he's doing right now are reminded me of things that I did. And, you know, Ramy's a very nice guy. He's a humble dude, and just seems like, you know, he's really got it together, and he knows what he wants, and he knows what his dream is, and that's what he's going for. So, I mean, power to the guy. I hope to see a lot more of him, and honestly, I'm sure a lot of you at home probably would agree. We're going to see a lot more of him coming into the 2nd season of Pro League. I firmly believe that their squad is gonna make it into the relegation spot and take down one of the Pro League teams, whoever is in that 7th, 8th spot.
I mean, I completely agree. Like, you go back a few weeks here, and that was Ramy and Hines on the same team. Ramy essentially the breakout player, for lack of a better word, at this point in the season, as well as Hines, the national champion as well. So obviously he must have been learning a ton from teaming with French Toast Mafia, but then the amount of potential information and experience that he can gather from playing with CLG and taking that to his teams going forward. Exactly.
Yeah. That's going to be incredible for his squad. And then also, like, with the Ramy story, I mean, he was telling me he just kind of played in some small tournaments. He played just like with his locals and stuff. And I mean, that's how you and I started out. A lot of people don't know, Elamite and I we competed at our first tournament together, and we ended up going to a few events, but our first event, we try not to talk about that one. That was a brutal one.
We didn't get first rounded like Ramy did, but it wasn't many rounds after that before we got sent home.
Yeah, it was like top 156 or something like that. It was pretty bad, but I feel like that's what kind of kickstarts you. That's what's like, I thought I was the best. I thought I was the best in my city. What is going on right now? I should not be losing.
Well, I mean, for everyone watching, Sharkside and I actually went to high school together, and that wasn't. Was it our first event? When did we play the Ogres at the local tournament? That was the real thing.
Yeah, that was like when they walked in, we're just like, no way, that's the Ogres. We'd watched them online. I mean, yeah, just talking about them, it's like, I mean, they just made such a big impact to the Halo community. I mean, the Ogres and Walshy and Sane, they inspired me to play Halo and want to be a top competitor. And I feel like a lot of people out there still like had those aspirations to be like a player on Final Boss, an Ogre or a Sane or a Walshy. It's like they've made so many dreams possible, and for so many people.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of Ogre 2 VOD that I watched in Halo 2.
Oh my gosh, so much.
And try to steal everything that he did, because he was the best player in the game, you know. So, of course, different years, arguably different best players, but I put you in that category. We've got Ogre 2 in that category, and I probably throw Legit in that category as far as top Halo 2 players towards the end.
Yeah, and actually, just to give you guys another update, it sounds like the players are now jumping into their game, so we'll have that up in a little, maybe less than a minute here. But yeah, I mean, just talking about kind of the grassroots of Halo and just those LANs. I remember we went to LANs, a place called Game Junkie out in Ohio. We'd go to every single LAN there playing a free-for-all tournament, a 4v4, and it's starting to feel like we're getting those grassroots back in Halo. I mean, now and then the RTX event, there's a free-for-all event, and, you know, free-for-all is a great way to get your name out there. But yeah, all right. Well, it sounds like we do have the match underway. We're playing Slayer on the rig. So we're gonna stop talking here and get straight into this match right now. So obviously 50 kills to win. We've got Camo on the map. We've got Sniper on the map. So are we gonna see Snipe Down get control of this Sniper and go huge? And we've got the Railgun as well.
Who you want to get this one kicked off
Let's go with Suspector. We were talking about Suspector a bit. I want to see what Suspector is going to be up to here off the rip.
And that's a pretty interesting start. Did he actually pick up that burn? It looks like he may, in fact, actually did definitely burn now here with Lunchbox as well. But essentially not even jumping. He just ran sprint thrusted forward, trying to cut off every possible millisecond possible to try to get towards that OS. Or, excuse me, that camo.
All right, well, let's jump over to Roy right now as he's got the scatter shot, looking to pick up a few kills here with the scatter. He's going to get a shot on Rynoob, take him down to one shot, but a great play backing down from Roy. realizes that there are 2 players there. He's not going to be able to win this battle, and not overextending to finish a one-shot. You'll see that happen with a lot of players, and he played it right. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to finish this kill. I'm going to back up. But it looks like Predevinator did get control of that sniper, so we could move overboard, or let's move over to Predevinator here real quick, as he's got quite a bit of ammo left. But now 8-6 with Allegiance in the lead, and we've got Predevinator in a prime spot right now to pick off some faces.
And you see in the kill cam there, Heinz picks up a kill on Suspector as well. 9-7 lead, and that kill, that was actually a pretty good job by him, because he actually did pick up an outplay on Suspector as well. So Heinz absolutely showing that he deserves and belongs here in the Pro League. I really liked what we saw from Roy, that rotation there, but unfortunately just no other teammates to kind of create a distraction, and it allowed the people sitting in Engine 2 here, right where Predevinator is, to drop down and actually get that flank on him. 2 body shots, taking both players no shields here in tower. Look for Allegiance to absolutely start collapsing here, pick up these kills.
Yeah, those were 2 clutch no-scopes there on those players, because that pretty much stopped their push, and a no-scope to Lunchbox rips his face off right there. Now up 13-9. You see Predevinator check back to make sure there was no player that spawned behind him. He saw Contra, so he knows that no player is going to be back there. A little bit of a ballsy challenge right there back on Snipe Down. He was feeling it. He was definitely feeling it. He wanted to get that no-scope.
You know, it's a double-edged sword when you're hitting all your shots. You know, I'm hitting everything, I'm no-scoping everyone, you go for it. But at the very same time, it doesn't mean the guy shooting at you is going to miss it all, and you can end up just getting taken out like that, and that's what we just saw from Predevinator.
Allegiance still just controlling the inner part of the map. EG doesn't look like they've been able to make a good push, but another ballsy charge there from Heinz. Snipe Down was able to take him out with the scatter shot. Now over to Suspector. EG still just hanging outside right now, taking it a bit slower. They have to wait for that right time to push. Sniper is up, so they can use that to either bait and potentially make their move at that time. It kind of looks like that's kind of what they're doing right now. But you know, EG has got to get out of this outside little trap right now if they're not going to be able to get this sniper.
Yeah, I completely agree that Sniper now is in the hands of Contra. We can go on board with him and see where exactly he's going to be taking this weapon. And I know Contra especially is somebody that will just rotate and rotate and rotate and will not overcommit or challenge if he does not have to.
Yeah, now Contra's just kind of hanging back. No need to put yourself in a bad position. It's just looking at kind of those classic sight lines where players like to push. Gonna get some shots at this player bottom tower, and Roy almost doing something dirty to him, but a great push from Evil Geniuses here, and realizing that they had that opening, getting those players weak, and Snipe Down now with the sniper.
That was a 4-for-0 trade. Lunchbox picking up a monstrous double kill tower 1, using the scatter shot to his advantage there. And just like that, we've got all of a sudden an extremely close game again. However, Snipe Down looking to change that here.
Snipe Down moving over to try and help out with Rynoob over here to take down Rynoob, but Rynoob is actually, Contra is going to take down Lunchbox there. And now, look at this. You got all 4 players of Allegiance, and I think Rynoob did get the sniper rifle. Yep, he did get the sniper rifle, so back into a good position. EG back outside, trying to push in. Allegiance doing a great job of just holding this inner part of the map.
And Rynoob running around with the Royal 2 combo here. That's that sniper scatter shot action. And this is one of the maps that weapon combination can be used really effectively. Roy, is he going to get away with this camo right now?
What
There's
a
no
nade.
way. Yeah.
What a nade.
I was going to be amazed if he lived, and Rynoob says no.
Yeah, Rynoob declines him, getting away with that, which is definitely another clutch kill from him. Looking to find Lunchbox, goes for the scatter, misses, or actually doesn't miss, but he's not able to take him down right there, but sneaks away with the sniper. So still able to get away with this power weapon, and they're still getting their lead. 26-19 now, 27-20.
The downside of that combination is in those mid-range battles. If you don't pull it out and hit a no-scope, you do not have an option of picking up a kill. Now, he did just drop the scatter shot as well, so that's going to be spawning back up any second. I'm really curious to see if Allegiance is going to kind of make any plays or try to contest that weapon or just give it up to EG.
Yeah, now we see Lunchbox go down, and no player from Allegiance is back by the bunker right now, so you may see a player spawn back by the bunker. You've got Snipe Down back there, and actually Lunchbox does spawn back by the carbine. You've got Snipe Down making a flank. He'll go down, though, kind of all alone. a little bit risky of a push from him, falling into the trap of Allegiance. Just Rhino playing very passively. No need for him to push. He's got Contra and Predevinator just running around the map, playing very aggressive. And now 5 shots left in the sniper, just jumping around, being a monkey, staying alive here. Jumping on this flank railing in the back here. But Allegiance still with a good amount of a lead here with Sniper coming up. We're going to have Camo coming up shortly, and we have Plasmacaster coming up. So this is an opportunity for EG to get some control here and potentially bring this game back.
Or it's the opportunity that Allegiance needs to run away from this with this one. They do have 2 snipers now in their hands, and they've got several members of EG essentially trapped over by Engine.
Yeah, Roy trying to stay alive, just running away. Rhino gets taken down there by Snipedown. Now if Roy can potentially get some control back here, but it looks like he will take down Predevinator. Let's move over to him. He's got Scattershot, but he goes down again.
Heinz. We need to go to Heinz here. Heinz does have that new sniper rifle, and this is such an interesting game. I've never seen one where both teams are essentially by Engine and Bunker, but just constantly fighting each other back and forth and, you know, not necessarily picking up the kills. And he's going to grab the last sniper bullet from the old sniper, and he wastes no time getting started here.
For that double, can he get it? Not going to hit the no-scope. Suspector has a Plasmacaster. Fly in here and take down Heinz, but look at this. You got Predevinator and Rhinoop here just to collect all the goodies. That's a Christmas present right there for Allegiance. 40-30 now.
Not only that, but Predevinator has the Plasmacaster camo, and Rhinoop's got the sniper, and that's an 11-kill lead for Allegiance coming down towards, you know, the final 10 kills of the game. So this is perfect scenario for Allegiance. They need to be able to pull out this victory if they have any chance of winning the series.
Now let's jump over to Predevinator real quick as he was making a push. And actually, we'll jump back to Rhinoop now as it looks like players are going to be pushing out. Maybe he's going to get a headshot. We'll see. He's going to miss a shot here on Royborg, but still in great control. Now look at this. Allegiance is starting to make their push. Predevinator playing aggressive. When we spoke to him last week, he said him and Contra, they're the aggressors of the squad. So those 2 guys definitely putting a lot of pressure right now. Rhinoop taking the sniper role on the team. Very uncharacteristic of Rhinoop's play style from what we've seen in the past. But Allegiance trying to collapse on the players outside on EG, but it's not working out for him right now. It's definitely slowed up a bit, but we have Camo coming up. Rhinoop taken down, Snipedown with a headshot. Going for the double. Yes, he does. Can he get the triple? Yes, he does get the triple, and they're going to be up 45-34 now. Predevinator with the Plasmacaster. Just look at this. Allegiance, it feels like they have had all the power weapons this entire match.
And if he can get a kill here, and in fact he does, and Snipedown actually had the sniper. He ran away with it from tower, and Predevinator immediately takes him out. Lunchbox does, however, pick up that weapon, but he gets taken out as well. 2 kills left here for Allegiance. They're going to tie this one up here.
49-35 now. Yeah, you're just seeing Allegiance. They're kind of just like, let's charge. We can't lose. We know we've won. I mean, for EG to come back, absolute miracle would have to happen, but now we're seeing Predevinator just kind of shooting random Plasmacasters. He's going to try to pick up Lunchbox. Lunchbox is weak. Is he going to be able to bounce those to get that connection? Yes, he does. Does take down Lunchbox with the Plasmacaster. They win that one 50-35. We're all tied up now in this series, 1-1. Let's take a look at these stats, though. Predevinator, 15 kills. Rhinoop, 13 kills. Heinz, 12. And Contra, 10 kills and 13 assists. So big numbers from Contra.
Absolutely. Rhinoop and Heinz kind of fitting in exactly where they need to. Contra really putting up the assists here in this game. You know, generally the main slayer, but doing just a fantastic job overall. With that as well, 15-7 from Predevinator. And he did most of that work, especially with that sniper off the start of this game here. He just built that lead for Allegiance, and they were able to run away with it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, well, looking at all these clips, just Heinz with the sniper, Rhinoop with the sniper, Predevinator with the sniper. They just had every single power weapon. Much better power weapon control than the guys on EG, and I think that's what really, that's what made them fall. EG just didn't get the power weapon. What a snipe there by Rhinoop. A quick little snapper. A little snap right over to the catwalk to take that guy's face off.
And if he rotated any quicker, he might have been able to catch Roy before he finished clambering up and, you know, got that scatter shot off. So that might have been a triple kill and the scatter shot changing hands as well. So, you know, the game, they had a big enough lead where it didn't really matter. And of course, no such thing as a bad triple kill, really, you know, unless it's 3 one-shot guys. But regardless, Ryan putting up work and showing up here today.
Yeah, as you see on your screen, we're all tied up, excuse me, 1-1 right now. But looking into Plaza Strongholds, as we said earlier, in EG's and Allegiance's last matchup, EG won this game type 100-54, so pretty convincingly. But that was when Allegiance had Goofy. Now Allegiance has Heinz. Are they going to be able to turn it around and win this game type now? Because it kind of looks like after that game type, Heinz is feeling it right now with this squad. He's looking pretty comfortable.
Yeah, we saw a couple great headshots out of him there. His shot is on point. And like we saw last week, Plaza Strongholds, where, of course, you know, Rami had some great success, especially the shotgun sprees he put on that highlight reel that we saw from him last week. But one of those that game type was Plaza Strongholds. He was able to, you know, be so successful at, and a lot of that comes down to your teammates. So clearly, the rest of the team doing something to allow Rami to play so well. And sure enough, they're getting another opportunity. Instead of Renegades this time, Evil Geniuses.
I kind of got to go back to what Snakebite said. He was talking about Rami not being used to getting stuck in a situation and having to fight out of being in a bad position. When we look at this last game type, the Rig Slayer, EG was that team that was stuck outside. They couldn't push in, they were stuck in the bad position, but it just did not seem like they knew how to break that setup from Allegiance. They didn't know how to make that right push, and everything that they tried didn't work. And you know, it feels like a reoccurring issue between a lot of the top teams. We'll see huge blowouts like the Renegades versus Allegiance series. We saw huge blowouts in Slayer matches because once a team kind of got on the roll, the other team didn't know what to do and how to bring it back. But
the spawn trapping more than anything else. Absolutely.
It's all about knowing how to break out of that spawn trap and break out of that bad rotation. But we do have the game ready right now. We're jumping on board with Strongholds on Plaza. That's actually wrong right there on your screen. We're going to be playing on Plaza. But Elamite, who do you want to jump on with here to kick things off?
You know, I want to see somebody from Evil Geniuses give them another shot here. See what they can bounce back. Let's go with Roy to get this one started off with.
All right, Roy running down the cafe ramp. Camo is still top middle. Looks like the players over on Allegiance. Rhino is able to get that, but it will be burned. So now Roy looking to go over towards the nest. That's going to be 2 down per each team. But look at this, Allegiance going for the yard right now. A little bit different. Players normally like to go for that bottom mid or over by the nest, but Roy's not even getting contested right now, really. Heinz was right there, but he didn't even go for Roy. He pretty much said, Roy, you can have it. So a little weird decision there from Heinz, but Roy, a great play from him.
Hey, but he does get taken out now. Members from both teams dropping. Control still in the hands of Evil Geniuses. And you know what's interesting? You know, this map as opposed to Eden. Wow, Richie Heinz, great shots there. What's interesting is, you know, like on Eden, on the last time we just watched Eden Strongholds, is we saw over a minute go by before all 3 hills were capped. In Plaza, you got all 3 capped within the first 30 seconds of the game.
All right, 3 down for EG. Last player going for that bottom middle hill. Takes down Contra. It's a big kill from him, but now it looks like Allegiance will be able to stop them from getting, Allegiance will be able to stop them from collapsing there at bottom middle, but still Allegiance not able to get control of bottom mid.
Yeah, it looks like they're not really close to being in position here quite yet. We do have S4 control, or just overall better control in the hands of Evil Geniuses. Now they are going to need to contest this nest, and sure enough, you got 2 members. You got Borg and Eric, or Snipe down there. So Roy and Snipe down, collapsing bottom lift, and now Contra's in the hill by himself. If he's not able to pick up a kill here, this is a bad situation for Allegiance.
He is able to get that kill on Roy, but still, Allegiance with no points yet. Snipe down, fighting a 1v1 with Contra. Who's going to win this one? Uh-oh, looks like Allegiance does have some help there to secure the nest right there. So Heinz to the rescue right there to save Contra from having to potentially lose a 1v1 fight. So great teamwork from the Allegiance guys. And look at this. They just flew to bottom middle. They've got the trip cap. They're trying to bring this back right now. And when you're holding that trip cap, you get 2 points for every 3 seconds. So it's definitely very beneficial to hold that trip cap. You're gaining points much quicker.
The real secret with most of these strongholds is just keeping the enemy team on spawn, you know, or if you can get them on a cycle where you're only constantly running into 2 or 3 members as opposed to all 4, that's when you're going to build up or pick up the most time in one run.
Contra Fighting another 1v1 against Snipedown. Snipedown not backing down. He wants to fight it. Contra is able to take down Snipedown, though, in that epic 1v1. Now Allegiance bringing this back 20-29 right now. Contra in position just to block all these players from pushing down to bottom middle, so put himself in a great position to close that route off.
Now, Roy actually has the shotgun as well. If we can go on board with him, we've seen just how effective this weapon can be and see if he can put on any kind of show like we've seen from Rami.
Roy is bottom middle alongside a couple teammates here. He's going to get a double kill, though, before he falls. Rynoob stalling here at bottom middle right now. He does have a player Contra right there, so they are going to be able to get this capture right now. Now they do hold 2. We've got a game on our hands, 33-29. This game is very, very close right now. Allegiance fighting to get back. Now EG fighting to get this bottom control. Now, you just saw Lunchbox over by the Nest. We see Roy bottom middle. Lunchbox kind of made that push over by Nest by himself, but what he did is create a distraction so Roy could pick up bottom middle and not even get contested during that entire time. So some twin power going on right there, some twin communication.
It definitely can have its advantages. Several members dropping. That's 2 down for Allegiance, only 1 down for Evil Geniuses here. So they still are racking up the time. Nobody from Allegiance currently in position to go for that bottom mid hill, and they're definitely not going to be able to grab yard here yet. So Roy quickly dropping down. They're getting the reset on hill. 3 down once again for Allegiance. This is going to be at least 10 seconds going in favor of Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, there you go. 3 cap here from Evil Geniuses. Roy knows they're spawning over by the loop, so he's going to put pressure on them to give them a split spawn, so they're not able to regroup here. But wow, Predevinator to turn that fight around. Wow.
That was a little uncharacteristic from Roy, if I have to say anything. You normally don't want to see someone, when you have a trip cap like that, overcommitting and possibly dying.
Moving over to Suspector as he's just defending this bottom middle stronghold. They're still gaining points here, 2 strongholds to 1. 59-34. Suspector going on a little bit of flank here, trying to cut off this route, but a great position to be in. And you see him pick up that kill on Predevinator now, kind of dipsy doodling here with this other player, trying to pick up that one shot. Not going to be able to, though. But you know what's so great about what EG is doing right now? They're not allowing the guys over on Allegiance to push out. They're making it very hard for these guys to push. Roy, oh my gosh, I thought he was going to get that kill, but that's 3 down for EG right now. You've got Rynoob making a push over to the Nest, but what EG did there, they were just keeping pressure on Allegiance, not letting them push out from the loop, not letting them push out from Plaza, but then Allegiance noticed that, and they were able to use that to their advantage.
And look how close this is. Rynoob unable to capture Nest, but once again, Evil Geniuses and finally gets in hill and picks up that reset by Roy there. So even with that change of events or that swing that we just saw, 3 members going down for Evil Geniuses, Allegiance not able to capitalize.
Predevinator looking to pick up the Nest. No player from EG around here, all spawning far, far away, as they are going to pick up 2 strongholds now and try to bring this back. Now, position Predevinator's in a great spot to be in. Unfortunately, Lunchbox had spotted him when he was over in the cafe. You just get great sight lines up there. You're able to kind of sneak around, up and around there and protect the Nest or help out at bottom middle. So a great position to be in. Unfortunately, Lunchbox found him out and took him down.
Right, of course there's a Splinter Nade up there as well, so lots of advantages, both map control, height-wise, the grenades on the map, being able to help out both basement and Nest control. But the only time it's bad to be in that position is when you got somebody right across from you, ready to put quick 5 shots into you.
Well, EG with the trip cap right now, 92-38. They're looking to close this out right now and win game number 3. They won this game type last time. They're trying to win it again, even with the roster change for Allegiance. 96-38. Seconds away from closing out this game. The guys on Allegiance trying to stop them. Allegiance has 2 down, about to be 3 down. Predevinator almost putting the river. Yes, he does. Takes down Snipedown. Oh my gosh. Predevinator showing why he is in the Pro League, and just individually such a skillful player. Oh my God.
We might be looking at a triple cap going in the favor of Allegiance here shortly, but looks like somebody was taken out in Nest. They weren't able to pick that up, and just like that, 3 and 4 down here for Allegiance. That's going to do it. They're probably going to be spawning in yard or loop.
No,
and what?
No, he's right there to stop the capture. I believe that was Heinz. Heinz just swooped in. And look at this. They're all over bottom mid. Let's move over to Contra. They were able to protect that now. Going over towards the net. Contra trying to stay alive. Oh my gosh. They are holding this together right now. A clutch save from Heinz right there to stop that bottom middle capture. But look at this. Bottom mid is about to be captured again. Can Contra make it there? He is doing everything he can to rush in. He shoulder bashes in. Excuse me, Spartan charges in, and he is going to go down. But
they get Nest. They stole Nest, and now they're recapping bottom mid. You got two members now as one, or actually two members of Evil Geniuses going for Yard.
Trip cap from Allegiance right now.
Look, Roy went bottom middle while two members of Evil Geniuses went Yard. Now they got to wait for Roy to respawn before they're going to be able to do anything. Evil Geniuses making some pretty uncharacteristic and big mistakes this game to even allow Allegiance to still be in this. 98-70, and still two members for EG dead and no one in position to be able to push out or do anything. And new camo going in the hands of Contra. Evil Geniuses is literally throwing this game right now.
Allegiance is trying to make the impossible possible right now. They're just getting all the slays, catching EG off guard every single attempt they make to make a push. Predevinator will go down now, though. Looks like EG is trying to capture bottom mid, but both of them are one shot. You've got Rhinoob here trying to finish off those kills. And Contra, that's 3 down for EG. Folks, we're at 82-98. EG was up by so much. EG was up by so much. I can't even believe what's happening right now. Allegiance is about to bring this back and potentially win this game. EG can't make a good push.
They really only need 1 to 2 more cycles of spawns to bring this one back. And if we get a kill on Snipe down here,
oh man,
Lunchbox sneaking over by Posters. 1 dead for each team.
2 down for EG. This is not looking good for EG. We're at 92-98.
Roy's gonna get taken out. No, he's not. He survives.
What is going on right now? Rhinoob, he's going to take down Roy. Look at this. 2 players, 3 players bottom middle. They got to get the stop. Look at this. The time, 3 down for EG. Rhinoob gets the reset, 97-98. Oh my gosh. Allegiance with one of the greatest comebacks here on Plaza Strongholds. They're going to close this out and take game number 3 against Evil Geniuses in a phenomenal comeback, 100-98. Let's take a look at these stats right now. We've got Predevinator, 22 kills. Rhinoob, 16 kills. Heinz, 20 kills. Contra, 14 kills. EG just couldn't buy a second, or excuse me, buy a point there at the end of the match. They just kept dying one by one by one by one.
When Contra dropped down after grabbing camo to kill Snipe Down, who was no shields, Snipe Down threw that perfect nade off the wall to take out Contra. I thought that was Contra, you know, essentially making a mistake to lose the game. Not that they should have ever been in the game or had an opportunity to go back and win it, but wow. I cannot believe they were able to just shut Evil Geniuses down. Not only do they just take a lead in the series, but this can completely change the mindset of Evil Geniuses. You know, I guarantee you there's some kind of communication errors going on in that team right now to allow these mistakes.
96-38, or 98-38. What a comeback. Down by 60 points, and they bring it back.
That was incredible. Like, I was literally already counting them out. I was thinking in my head, wow, they beat them by more than they beat them last time. And no, that couldn't have been more wrong about that. And just like that, 3-1 game 1, 50-35 game 2, and then a tight nail biter. Plaza Strongholds, 98-30. Was it 38 or 36?
It was 38.
They're 98-38.
They were down by 60 points.
60-point lead. Full, well, it's obviously not a minute. It's a lot more than that. But 60 points.
If Allegiance wins here, I mean, they're just going to pull further away from Optic Gaming and Team Liquid, because we saw Optic lose earlier. Now, if Allegiance wins here, they're going to be up they're going to have 2 win matches over Optic Gaming.
Not only that, but they're not only pulling away from, you know, that relegation worrisome.
They're catching up.
They're catching up. You know, that's the other story. If they beat Evil Geniuses here, that's somebody that's in a contender for top 4. We got all of a sudden 1 addition of Heinz, and we've got a whole new contender.
Well, with Goofy on the squad, we saw how good they were on Fathom CTF, winning that 4 out of 6 times that they played it. So definitely a stronger game type of theirs. Now with the addition of Heinz, can they do the same? We've got the game underway, so let's begin to kick things off here on Capture the Flag Fathom.
And not only that, the time that they lost, so 4 of 6, but the only time they lost, or one of the times they lost anyways, was to Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses put on a clinic on this game type, played it perfectly. You know, I'm looking to get this started off with Contra here. He's done so many great things on this map in the past. I want to see what he has in store.
All right, we're going to be seeing both teams fight for camo, fight for railgun. Railgun spawns bottom middle, as you see it on your screen right there, and camo's up at top middle. Now the railgun, or excuse me, the camo will spawn every 2 minutes, but look at this. 3 down for Allegiance right now. You've got Roy flying into the base. Let's see where the other players spawn. Let's jump into third person real quick here and see where these players spawn across the map. You know, Roy's gonna dish that flag off. He's got a player behind him, but he's gonna try and give some cover here for his brother, Lunchbox. He's got railgun. Rhinoob looking to try and take him down, but Lunchbox already back in the base. The flag is there, snipe down, going for the capture. The flag's down, Suspector's there. Everyone on EG just trying to finish that off, and they are able to. We're gonna go up 1-0 in favor of EG here early within the first minute, but as I say that, Predevinator has already got plans to cap a flag for his squad, just moving this flag very fast across the map. He's got Lunchbox back at his base, but look at this. 2 players here on Allegiance just escorting him back. A lot of defense here, but he will be taken down by Lunchbox. Although Heinz right there to finish off the cap.
That cap reminds me of what we just saw in that True CTF, where all 4 members of Evil Geniuses help to secure a cap, but they all suicide go in to make sure they get it, and then just create an opportunity for Allegiance to get a counter cap.
2 players from EG top middle right now. Allegiance looking to put some aggression onto them. I like how Allegiance is spread out around the map. They're pushing from both tree houses, kind of just making one big wave of a push instead of just securing one certain area and having a core push from one spot. They're trying to spread out. Although it didn't work out for them right now, EG was able to pick off a few of those players, but in an overall grand scheme of things, it was definitely a great attempt for Allegiance.
Yeah, I mean, we saw just a moment ago amazing teamwork out of Lunchbox and Suspector. They picked up several kills, but then they ended up falling short to the last 2 guys, where you would like to see a little bit more consistency there maybe, but they were actually taken out pretty convincingly. And just like that, power weapon control back in Allegiance.
Nobody even contested Predevinator for the railgun. He was just able to pick up the railgun freely. He's going to pick up a double kill here. That's going to be 2 down for EG. Roy trying to get some shots on the flag guy. He's not going to be able to, though. But now Predevinator escorting Heinz all the way back. Lunchbox is looking to get a flag grab here. Let's move over to Heinz. Lunchbox is not going to be able to make it, and Heinz caps flag number 2, going up 2-1 right now. Allegiance, we said this was one of their stronger game types, and it's definitely proving to be so.
And look at that. Lunchbox missing the jump into window, has no ability to escape. 1v1 Heinz versus Roy.
Oh, man. They both back down. Well, actually, Roy backed down. I think
Roy had first shot. Yeah, so that counts as a back down from Roy. Whoever has first shot needs to commit to finish that battle if you're going to count that as a win. So Snipe Down, however, picking up that camo. Now he has railgun as well. He is so scary with this weapon.
He's stacked right now. Although he only has 1 shot, still stacked. He's got railgun, picks up, eliminates Predevinator alongside Lunchbox, getting the help from him right there. But he still has a good amount of camo left. So let's see if he's able to do anything with this camo. Yes, he is. Takes down Contra, defending his flag. And look at this. Over on the other side, you've got Suspector running the flag. Snipe Down, cutting off the routes, looking to block all these players. And Suspector just running the flag in to tie the game up 2-2 right now. This is an epic game. We need Evil Geniuses to win this game to go to a game 5, or we need Allegiance to win this game to close the series out. So
Rhinoob running the flag, pushing it across. They just got a pull. Looks like this one most likely is going to get returned, but not jumping on the flag right away. Predevinator having plenty of time to pick up a kill, and they're relaying this one back right now. It's just feet away from ending EG's night.
It looks like Predevinator will go down. Contra will go down. Heinz is here trying to get a grab. Rhinoob's on the flag. Look at this. Allegiance, they're able to get this. Predevinator spawns on the flag, and they win game number 4, taking down Evil Geniuses 3-1. I did not see this coming. I mean, you couldn't have predicted this, but obviously picking up Hines was a good change for this roster.
I am amazed at what we just witnessed. That was really quick game 4 as well. And Allegiance, just an entirely new, as you would put it, revitalized squad here, ready to come out and play. And Hines picking up right where he left off, just doing phenomenal work for Allegiance, proving why he's one of the best in the game. And then we've got Contra sitting at 10 kills, and on the opposite end, Lunchbox actually leading the pack here for Evil Geniuses, and that's something you don't see too often.
Right.
Fantastic player nonetheless, but normally, you know, you've got Snipedown or Roy maybe heading the pack there, but it looks like Evil Geniuses just falling short.
All right, it looks like we do have the replays ready up here next, and you did see all the players on EG rocking those, oh God. Oh man,
and this
replay, this is a replay of something else right now. I think you know what replay this is.
I know what replay this is. Now I don't feel quite as good about it this time, not having Towie up here, but I know what Towie's feeling right now. And Towie, we love you. We feel for you, and I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, Evil Geniuses does fall to Allegiance. Hines, I mean, you got to give it to Hines. This guy definitely showed up for this squad now. And then even Ryan, we were talking about how he has some big shoes to fill. I mean, he filled them, and he definitely played in top-tier form to take down Evil Geniuses. They're one step closer to getting into the top 4.
I thought we were really seeing the middle of the pack kind of, you know, differentiate itself, but if anything, everyone in the middle of the pack has now gone towards the top of the pack, and they are pulling away from Optic and Liquid at this point now. And Allegiance quickly catching up on Evil Genius's tail. I cannot believe, you know, after that 3-1 victory of Game 1, true CTF here for Evil Geniuses, seeing Allegiance come back and just turn that game around. And let's keep in mind as well that Plaza Strongholds, Evil Geniuses, you know, essentially, for lack of a better word, threw that game away, a 60-point lead. And then in Fathom Capture the Flag as well, the very first flag cap, they literally sacrificed all their lives to put it in, and essentially gave Allegiance a free counter cap in that situation as well. So 3-1, 50-35, the only convincing win were these first 2 games, and then this series, like, keep in mind, this series could have gone either way, but Allegiance, with the addition of Hines, just too clutch at the very end and pulled each one out.
I mean, I think that change definitely kind of re-sparked everyone on the team, and definitely we're seeing a different Allegiance right now. Evil Geniuses look to kind of be turning things around last week, and then, I mean, They did not look on point today playing against Allegiance, but it sounds like we have Rynoob ready via Skype interview right now. Rynoob, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
We can. So congratulations on your win, coming back from your vacation. How does it feel to be kind of back in the game again after taking that short break?
It's great. I took a week break and I came back, and my first games were yesterday, and I felt really sluggish. And coming back today, I still feel like I'm not performing at my best, but I'm still performing well enough to win against EG.
You can't argue that. Pretty convincing win. Now, what was it like watching Rami play on the team last week and having so much success? Like, what was your mindset coming into this week?
I watched last week from Costa Rica. It was like watching him. I actually put my vote in for him before I left. I didn't know if they were going to pick him up or not, but I put my vote in for Rami, and they didn't really know who he was or whatever. But I guess they played with him a little bit, figured out he should sub, and he like exceeded expectations. So that was really exciting. I had a lot of people asking me like is it big shoes to fill versus EG? And I said, no, I'm just going to go out there, play my best, and hopefully we win. And that's what we ended up doing. So really happy.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, definitely showed up this week, and it's definitely something phenomenal to do after taking a break, because we all know taking breaks and not practicing, it's detrimental to your game, and being able to kind of just jump back into the swing of things and play as well as you did. I mean, kudos to you for that.
All right, now I do have a question for you as well here. What was it like when, like, preparing for Evil Geniuses today? You know, did Did you kind of expect to see this kind of happen?
I knew it could happen. I wasn't expecting anything. We played yesterday. We got it 13-0'd by CLG, as you were saying on the stream, and we actually had a better mindset than we've had for the past couple of months that we've been on Allegiance, where we didn't get upset that we were losing. We talked about what we did wrong and we tried to fix it. And we're not playing at 100% in the scrims. We're just focusing on fixing our mistakes. And because of that, well, not because of that, but it just shows whenever we play against a top team in a tournament, we play extremely well.
Gotcha. Now, what I really want to know is Game 3, Plaza Strongholds. You guys were down by 60 seconds. You barely stopped Evil Geniuses from literally ending and closing out the game, which, you know, obviously we know how the series could have played out should something like that happen. But what were your communications like? What was going on your team when that was happening? As I believe that might be the biggest comeback that we've seen so far here in a Strongholds game.
Yeah, we were kind of defeated actually, and well, not like super defeated, but you could tell like our enthusiasm went down. We were still fighting. We ended up taking like a couple of extra like half seconds off our spawn. We were like, oh, the game's over, but let's still try, kind of thing. And then once we got the bottom mid cap, we said, all right, let's do this. Let's finish this game. Let's hold on to the setup. And we ended up working really well. Like, I have to give a huge shout out to Heinz, who just completely destroyed at the end of the game. Like, well, after they got 98 points, he went on so many like runs, like holding off a 1v2 push like a couple of times, stopping bottom mid by himself. He got on at the last second to stop it. Well, there's like 3 or 4 players from EG in there, and he stayed alive long enough for us to come off spawn and help him. So shout out to Heinz. And but our communication, it was a little defeated, but then once we got the 2 cap, we ended up like just saying, let's step it up, let's go, and we ended up winning.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Rynoob, and it's good to have you back. So we'll see you tomorrow, and talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Rynoob, he's already back into it, man. He took a vacation. He's just, I'll pick up the controller, and I'm back. I'm ready to go.
And that's got to feel good, you know, watching it from back home, or excuse me, watching it from Costa Rica, and then seeing, you know, that success that Rami had. And it's awesome to see that Rynoob actually contributed, you know, to his team, you know, giving Rami that opportunity. And obviously Rynoob had faith in him, and he's got faith in himself as well. And the fact that they just came out and beat EG today, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to agree with you there. Well, we do have to shout out our video of the week from the community. It comes from a player called Vitoed here. And now Vitoed does upload content to YouTube from time to time, and you can check out his stuff here right at this YouTube link. We'll direct you right to his stuff, and you can also check out his YouTube. I believe it's youtube.com/Vitoed. But if that's not it, all you got to do is type in Halo Vitoed on YouTube, and you'll find him. He's got a good rampage that he gets in Arena, and just goes off in a game.
Right, and of course that rampage there, he was just doing work with the Fueler Odd Cannon on that Truth game. But gosh, just one more highlight on what we just saw in that match. That was 60-point comeback. I can't even imagine what the celebration was like after that game.
In the comms, oh man, just everyone's got to be screaming.
Oh yeah.
Everyone has got to be screaming. But that was only match 3. We have 1 match left of the day. This is match number 4. It's going to be Enigma 6 versus Team Liquid. We saw Enigma 6 take down Counter Logic Gaming last week. Just saw a big upset right now from Allegiance taking down Evil Geniuses. Exactly. I'm still kind of shocked about it.
I'm shocked too.
Is Team Liquid going to be able to take down Enigma 6? Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We'll be back with Week 5 of the Halo Championship Series Pro League in just a moment.